What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out!
Well, the foundation of the whole suppression of humanity is to sell us from cradle to grave a false self-identity. You know, if you had 7 billion people plus who realized that their name and their job and their family history and their life story were not who they were, but what they were experiencing. And who they were was an expression of an infinite, limitless awareness that is having that experience. Then trying to control, suppress, and herd 7 billion people in that level of self-awareness would be, well, it'd be a joke. Don't even start. Where you're going to start? Impossible.
Yeah.
So this conspiracy, fundamental bottom line, before we could go into any detail about banking scams and political scams and engineered wars, is to make this infinite awareness so programmed, so capture its point of attention and self-identity that it believes it is Ethel Jones. I work down the store. I was born in Dublin in 1948. I went to this Catholic school, and then I got myself a job, and then I got married, and I'm just little me. I'm just Joe Public. Well, I have no power. Then if you program someone into that self-identity, then you put lots of people like that together, and you can control them, and you can manipulate them, and you can herd them, and you can direct them in the way you want them to go, and you can do it without challenge or effective challenge, because the people you're targeting have been convinced they have no power to challenge you anyway. Indeed, because they're so head down trying to survive because of the way you've orchestrated the economic system, they have not had time to lift their head and look around and go, so that's what's going on. So they don't even know you exist, never mind what you're doing.
Yeah.
And this is the life story of billions of people, generation after generation after generation. And I've used the key word there, survival. And you can add to survival capturing attention. Because if you can get people to wake up every day having to survive another day financially, another week financially, another month financially, if you can focus the attention of people on survival, and those that are more financially fortunate, you focus their attention on achievement, on a career, or people who are into religion, you focus their attention on a religion. What you're doing, John, is you're focusing people on dots. You're focusing on a dot, I've got to survive, and it's a very big dot these days. You're focusing people on the Christian religion, it's a dot, that's my life. You can focus people on Manchester United.
Yeah.
And it's a dot. You can focus people on, I want to, have this successful banking career, political career, legal career, whatever, media career. It's a dot. And when you're looking at a dot, in that focus, you lose peripheral vision. And it's in the peripheral vision where the dots connect. And if you're only focusing on one, you're not even seeing most of the others, never mind seeing they're actually expressions of the same tapestry. And this is how it's done. And then you've got divide and rule, because what you've got is a situation where there is one infinite awareness, one infinite consciousness, and we are different expressions of it. We're different points of attention within that consciousness. So someone who's obsessed with Manchester United, his point of attention is Manchester United, and someone else's point of attention is survival or whatever.
Yeah.
But if we just awaken and open our minds, these cliches that have these fundamental truths in them, if we just open our minds, what are we doing? We are expanding our point of attention. We're no longer totally myopically focused on one dot. Now we're kind of expanding our point of attention. We're starting to encompass other dots. Now we've got a chance of seeing how they connect. Symbolically, it's like standing in front of a wall about half an inch away, and you're staring at that wall, and you're trying to work out what's going on. You're trying to work out what it is. You're trying to work out where you are. That's what happens when you focus on dots to the exclusion of everything else. But you start walking backwards, and now you're expanding your field of vision and awareness. Now you see the brick is part of a house. Now you see the house is part of a street. The street is part of a town, and so and so and so on. You go on. Mm-hmm. So you go out to a spaceship, and you see that actually the brick is part of a planet and a universe. So the point of your attention is key, because that's going to give you the fix on who you are, where you are, and the nature of what's going on. And this is why it's so important. If people do not have any kind of open mind, they shouldn't listen to a word I say, because they're wasting their time, and they should never come to an event or read any book of mine. Absolute waste of time, because it's challenging people. Not saying you must believe this, but it's challenging people to encompass a greater view of everything, to see how the dots connect. The Earth is interpenetrated and circled with a vast network of energetic force lines. Some people call them ley lines, other people call them meridian lines, the Chinese call them dragon lines, etc. And where a lot of these lines cross, a massive vortex is thrown up of energy, which if you can impact upon that vortex, that change goes out down the lines through which the energy is spinning from the vortex, and impacts upon the energy field of the Earth in general, therefore the sea we're living in. And London is a major center of this global grid. That's a key, and so is Rome, and that's why these families build their main centers on these Earth energetic major points. This is why the Olympics was in London at this time, following on from the Diamond Jubilee of the Queen, when there was lots of ritual and massive crowds in London and all the rest of it. And the opening and closing ceremonies, won't go into them now, it's a program in itself, but they were orchestrated to play the energy. For instance, I'm talking about focuses of attention. At the point where that Olympic flame came together in that very unique way that it did at the end of the closing ceremony, billions of people worldwide, not just the 80,000 in the stadium, billions of people worldwide were focused upon that flame. And there's a very true line that goes, energy flows where attention goes. When you can have somebody, I was doing a radio interview the other day, and the host was talking about the fact that he felt someone's was looking at him. He says, I felt like the eyes in the ear, stuck in my back. He said, and I turned round and there was someone staring at me. Well, obviously it wasn't the eyes of the person that he was feeling. It was the person's focus of attention, which takes an energetic form, and thus you feel it within your energetic field. It comes through to the conscious, if you like, senses, and you think someone's looking at me, and you turn around. This is where so much of this so-called paranormal and all this other stuff comes from. It comes from information entering at the electromagnetic level and coming through to the conscious mind, and you think, well, where did that come from? It came out of nowhere. It didn't. It came into the conscious mind from the electromagnetic level. The paranormal, John, as it's called, takes us into those levels that awaken us. That is why the system has marginalized the normal that they don't want people to know about, and they call it the paranormal, and blood, gore, suffering are the norm, the normal. I say to people, do you think this world is sane? Yeah. Well, please call me insane, because if you think I'm sane, I've got such a problem. You know, how can we be happy about being called sane by a world that's clinically insane? So when you think about the eyes on the back example, and someone feels it and turns around, imagine the energy generated by the focus of billions of people on that flame. Now, on the electromagnetic level, on the deeper level beyond that of non-form energy, they trawl that because they know what they're doing. Because this is not just about a network of families in human form. It's about things that go much deeper than that. And I go into that in great detail as well.
The way they are giving their minds away, giving their energy away, giving their lives away, giving their right to think for themselves away to these few elite manipulators and front people and deeply, deeply privileged get rich quick on the basis of the energy and the efforts of the people. I mean, for goodness sake, a few people can't control the world. It's a doddle. And what we're actually seeing, because we're obviously moving, if you get deeper down the rabbit hole, deeper into where this is coming from, and entities that are behind these elite bloodlines I've been exposing for so long, entities that operate outside of human sight but feed off human emotional energy, low vibrational emotional energy, and indeed in many ways emotional energy in general.
Watch a scaffold and fall into the hearts of men, collapsing vacant stalls. Looking around, we all wonder if Armageddon is real or just a perpetuated myth. Though we barely breathe, we can start to see all the lies that filter down and trickle slowly. Mainstream TV, radio, they want you to know that day's final, but only with American Idol. Woe is me, you can start to see when things ain't the way you thought them to be. Perception change, and you're like me. This ain't the way I remember growing up, man. Playing kickball, laughing hard then, and we run off into the sun again. But we grew hard from time to time, and emotions span on thin lines. Collapse, vacant stalls around you. Let 'em go. When will we be waking? When will we be waking up? Wake 'em up, wake 'em up, wake 'em up. When will we be waking? When will we be waking up? And when will we be waking up? And when will we be waking up? I'll wake 'em up, I'll wake 'em up. Much to